Good day, everyone. My name is Chesley Bryan. I'm a structures technician with Lockheed Martin, and I have 28 years of aviation maintenance and operations experience. Today, I will discuss some significant problems within your process that requires your immediate attention because they are impacting your aircraft availability, mission, and self-sustainment. I also will provide a few recommendations for improvement. Lockheed Martin has been in the Middle East for over 5 decades, fortifying these regions towards their development goals. We accomplish this by providing proven capabilities fast and at reliable costs by combining transformational technologies to meet your needs. The Contractor Logistics Support Program plays a vital role in executing this responsibility. Since the United States approved the sale of F-16 fighter aircraft to Iraq, the U.S. government initiated a contract that included equipment and a support package provided by Lockheed Martin and other U.S. and international contractors. The CLS personnel on site in Iraq has observed the Iraqi technicians' performance and continuously educate them on essential tools, tactics, and techniques to enhance your capabilities. Unfortunately, many of them fail to operate and perform at the level required. While they are able to perform at a marginal to an adequate level, the program processes need significant improvement to achieve self-sustainability comparable to your United States equivalent because supply management, the current work schedule, and little to no leadership endanger the overall goal. First off, supply management directly affects aircraft availability and the international coalition missions through misuse, long lead times, and budget. Supply management is an essential component for any company to operate effectively. If there are no aircraft parts or materials to repair or replace defective assets, then aircraft cannot fly, nor can they complete the mission. On numerous occasions, the Iraqi technicians use aircraft materials to fabricate personal gifts and projects. Use of these materials other than aircraft or mission-related purposes is fraud, waste, and abuse and takes away from your established budget. Fraud, waste, and abuse has consequences and make it significant to financial loss. Constant use of new materials leads to ordering more to replenish your stock. When an item is ordered for your aircraft, it goes through an extensive logistics chain and plays secondary to the U.S. military needs. The logistic chains contribute to long lead times from when a part or material is ordered to delivery, averaging 3 months. Many factors add to this lengthy process: modes of transportation, customs bottlenecks from both countries, and vendor part availability. That is, unless the requested item is in the warehouse on site. Oftentimes, the parts are not due to warehouse size constraints. During this time, the aircraft sits in a non-mission capable status until a part arrives, affecting your aircraft availability and projected missions. As a result, you average about 8 fireable aircraft out of 36. That's a 22% aircraft availability rate. The effects of supply management have drove your defense ministry to make their own parts, whether they meet manufacturing specifications to sustain operations. This concerns your pilots who trust maintenance personnel to provide safe and reliable aircraft and voids the aircraft warranty. Furthermore, supply chain management affects your physical budget. Personal use of materials and stock replenishment detracts from the account and correlates to sustainability. Sustainability has been defined by the triple bottom line concept that includes a balance of environmental, social, and business dimensions when managing the supply chain. A recent article published claimed that logistic issues are a knock-on effect of budget shortages due to your failing oil prices in the region. The oil prices contribute to your government's ability to fund their military to sustain flying and maintenance operations. Sadly, supply management is just one of many problems. Another problem is the current work schedule. The Iraqi technicians consist of 4 teams that fall under 2 groups, Groups A and B. Of those 2 groups, one works 1 week while the other group is off as part of a rotating schedule to allow employment outside the military. The group on duty that week is scheduled for 2 8-hour shifts per day. The problem occurs when either group is out for the week. All training learned the week prior is forgotten, which results in remedial training upon their return and little to no progression, affecting productivity and the mission. In an interview with Lopez, he shared that the technicians have been training to learn the primary core task of maintaining aircraft for the past 5 years. There are 97 core tasks one must become proficient in to attain a 5 skill level, to work independently with minimal to no supervision. In the U.S. Air Force, the average for a new trainee to complete the same core task is 9 to 12 months. Lopez is a training coordinator for CLS on site and tracks all your assigned technicians' training status. Of the 24 ICAF trainees, there are 5 within the 90 percentile completion rate after 5 years. Due to current schedule and inability to retain information, your technicians have surpassed their U.S. counterparts' timeline by 80%. That is an average of 9.7 core tasks completed every 6 months compared to the U.S. Air Force's 8 task completion a month, resulting in a 48.5 completed tasks at their 6-month mark. In addition to slow training progression because of the schedule in place, the on-site leadership has a hand in its current affairs. Leadership or lack thereof is another issue affecting the program's effectiveness. First-line supervisors are directly responsible to their subordinates. Unfortunately, the supervisors practice a laissez-faire leadership or management style. They condone the present attitudes and culture and refuse to intervene or correct personnel issues. Laissez-faire leadership undermines followers' satisfaction with their job, their leader, and followers' perception of leader effectiveness. The followers respect the leader's position or title, but not the individual themselves. This behavior is also evident within the teams. Each team has a lead chosen due to their family status. The leaders receive direction from the CLS personnel on the day's objectives, and then the leader assigns the tasks to the team members. Some team members fall in line with the team lead, but others blatantly ignore them. Team leads have encountered so much disrespect that have also taken a laissez-faire leadership style. They prefer to focus on themselves and accomplish tasks than to interact with insubordinate members. At this point, first-line supervisors should intervene, but many choose not to engage and correct these infractions. Some of your government officials and fellow officers claim that the ICAF is operating fine and all aircraft are in working order. A visit by one of your top commanders claimed that 19 aircraft were in good condition, reliant on Iraqi technicians and their experience. An interview with Iraqi Joint Operations Command spokesman, Major General Tashin al-Qaddafi, stated that all aircraft are in good condition and Iraqi technicians are constantly working on maintaining them to continue their work. General al-Qaddafi also posted on social media in response to talks on the status of the ICAF. He said, recently a report was published in a newspaper indicating that the International Coalition did not allow this type of aircraft to participate in the liberation battles against ISIS terrorists. He would like to show that the F-16 aircraft were among the planes that participated in the liberation battles and were and still are working with high capacity and proved its activities in hitting the targets of ISIS terrorists, and Iraqi Air Force pilots and technicians are competent to fly these type of aircraft and proved this during the battles they participated in by destroying a large number of ISIS goals that were very difficult. Unfortunately, 2 pilots who fly the aircraft disclosed that most of the aircraft are non-mission capable because the technicians do not know what they're doing, affecting pilots' proficiency training objectives. These outcomes are prevalent to those on site witnessing daily aircraft and maintenance activities. Lockheed Martin CLS employees can execute the mission without your technicians, but that contradicts what you want to achieve. The current way of managing supply assets, work schedule, and leadership impedes your self-sustainment goal. A few recommendations and corrective actions, if implemented, can resolve these problems. Only then can an ICAF operate more effectively like its U.S. counterpart. I recommend initiating a supply management system to track aircraft parts and materials at every level. Stop all fraud, waste, and abuse activities and initiate punitive or administrative actions on those that continue. These steps will save supplies and the budget, mitigate reordering parts, materials, and long lead times, thus increasing your aircraft availability and mission accomplishment. Secondly, reduce the week-long time off and create a 3-shift operation. A 3-shift operation will strengthen personnel technical ability and be more hands-on, reduce repetitive training that uses supplies, and fortify your goals. The extra personnel on the 3rd shift will increase your capability for a 24-hour operation throughout the week. Lastly, construct a written guidance on hierarchy, present it to all personnel, and acquire their acknowledgement. The guidance should encompass appropriate levels of power at each tier and the minimum and maximum corrective actions one has authority to initiate. Additionally, evaluating the disciplinary actions imposed to ensure they are justified as a form of checks and balances. Are there any questions?